Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video we are going to see how to integrate the Razorpay payment gateway in our Laravel 8 e-commerce project. So previously we had done with the validation, and now we will be doing with the creating the Razorpay payment and inserting our order. So for that, let's create an AJAX call over here, JQ AJAX, and here the method is going to be post, and the URL is going to be proceed to pay, and the data is going to be the user data what we have given over here in the top. You can see over here which we have, right? We will be giving that in the data. I'm going to create here data equals, yeah, and you can just copy this thing and paste it over there. Just along with this, yeah, copy that and paste it over here. Give a single quote and give colon and paste this thing, yeah, and give a comma in the last. So this is basically nothing but we have given the index for that to access in that next page in the controller, and this is the variable name, so that value we are sending it over here. So the method is going to be post method, and the data we have given it over here, and no data type, we don't require that. So let us create a URL first, copy that and go to your web.php. Inside the authentication middleware, I'm going to paste that route, that was a post method, right? So say post of proceed to pay, and we are going to use the checkout controller class, and it's going to be Razorpay, the function name. We are going to say Razorpay check. Copy that and go to your function, the controller, and create a new function over here. And inside this we are going to take the request, and here we will be looping through the cart items equal to cart, where the user underscore ID is equal to the authenticated user's ID, and I'm going to give the get function for each, and the cart items, copy that and paste as $item. I'll just zoom in, and here I'm going to say $total price. We need to define this outside the for each and say 0 initially, and then we will just increment that plus equal to $item of products of the selling price into the $item of product QTY. So we got the total price of the user's cart, and now we have sent the user's details, right? So we need to fetch it over here. So for that I will just copy it from here, just copy this and paste, can select all of this by Control D and say equal to $request of input of within single quotes, just paste that. So we got all this input fields and the total price. So now we have to return that, so say return response in JSON format. So here we will have this similar thing. I'll just copy and paste, copy, paste, and all these things will be replaced by the arrow symbol. And just say equal to $. Yeah. So add a comma out here and pass the total price. So I'll say within single quotes total price, arrow dollar total price. Save, and here we are getting the total price. So let us alert and check that dot total price. So let us test it. Go and refresh your website. Say pay with Razorpay. Just inspect what is the problem. Console. Okay, so that was a simple error. I had made a mistake in the button name. So yeah, click, and you can see the cart price we are getting 3298, 3298. Okay. So just comment this, and now let us go to the Razorpay website. So I'm there on this razorpay.com website. So you can go to resources and say developer docs. So just scroll down and you can see payment gateway integration and web integration. Scroll down and you will find the script over here. So you have this manual checkout with handler functions and with a callback URL. So we will be using this handler function. So we don't require this button ID because we already have the right button, we have given that, and this script you can just copy that, and in the layout file of your checkout blade, so this script is there, right? So just create that in the section or here, say section of scripts, and paste that link over here. Save, and then we have this thing, right? So just copy from here, copy, and in your checkout.js just paste it over here, and these things are not required, remove that, and this is for the click, right? So on click, so we are already inside this on click method. I'll just show you, see here. So when you click on the Razorpay button, click, only then we are coming inside this, so you don't have to wait for the click over here. So you can just remove that, and even this thing. Yeah. So now let us start with this. So you have your key ID over here, you need to give, this will be enter the key ID generated from the dashboard. So you have to log into your Razorpay account. So I have logged in over here, so this is the dashboard, and go to your settings, and here API keys, you will have your test ID. So paste it over here, and this is in Pisces, so the smallest unit. So you can read the description over here. So this 50,000 refers to 50,000 Pisces, so it's around 50 rupees. We are giving our total price, just take it and paste it over here. So this is in Pisces, right? So we need to multiply it with 100. So the currency is in INR. The name we are giving it from our response. So say response dot first name, and concatenate that with the response dot last name. Give a space in between, and the description you can give thank you for choosing us, and this image, so your logo. This order ID we are not going to use it, so if you require you can just create an order and then store that. So this handler function, once it is successful, it will come to this function. So I'll just remove these things we will just store the payment ID in our database. So this pre-fill thing, we need to give that the same thing which you gave, right? So when you click pay with Razorpay, you will get a pop-up. So these things will be filled. The user don't have to enter it manually. And the email, you will have it like response dot email, and for the contact you have response dot phone. Notes, if you have any additional notes, you can give it over here or just remove that. And the theme is the color. So it looks perfect. Let us test it, refresh, and say pay with Razorpay, and you can see this cart price. I have got it over here. So this thing will be debited from your test account. So I'll just reduce that amount to a smaller amount. So I'll just give 1 into 100. So this thing is working perfect. We have got the amount and the username and the description properly. So after the successful payment, we need to store that order, right? So for that we need to give a AJAX call over here. Say JQ AJAX, method is going to be post, URL is going to say the place order which we already have, right? We are going to use that. I'll just show you once. So this place order, here you can see we have the basic details whatever we are sending in the Razorpay also, and the cash on delivery also, and we are just saving that. So before saving that, we need to add two more fields here, that is the payment mode and the payment ID. So I have added that in my migration. I'll just show you guys. So you can see in my migration, so the payment mode is a string data type and the payment ID is a nullable of string. So for the cash on delivery, we don't have payment ID, right? So we are storing the null value over there, and the payment mode is either cash on delivery or paid by Razorpay. So this is not nullable. So once you add it over here, don't forget to add this in your model also. So I have added it in my model. Let me show you. So in your order, here it is, payment mode and payment ID, and even in my database it is over here, payment mode and payment ID. So I have added it. So now what we are going to do is, in our checkout.js, we just close this. On this URL we are sending the data. So first let us create that data. So what we are going to have over here is the response, this response, right? Just copy that and paste. So response dot first name, that will be in the colon f name. So this thing, right, make sure you're giving the same as what it is over here, because it is searching of that input name itself. So I'll just open this. Let's copy and paste. L name. So I need to add a comma, and the email, and the phone, and the pin code. So along with that, just close this and open it in the full screen. So along with the other details, we need to store the payment ID also. So you can just take that and give it over here. Say payment mode and say paid by Razorpay, comma payment ID. So there is one thing here to notice, guys. You can see we have this response, and in this response we have all this data, first name, last name and everything, and in this response we have the payment ID. So we are just going to add a to this response. So here also we are using this response, right? Yeah. So these are the first response, this one we are using. So now what we are going to do is we will go to the controller and we will get all this data. Along with this we need the payment mode and payment ID. So I'll just paste it over here and change the column name and input name, that is the payment mode and the payment ID. So for the cash on delivery payment mode, so in your checkout blade you see we had given this place order COD. So when you click submit, this form submits on page reload. So you can give a input type hidden over here, input type hidden, and name you can give payment mode and the value is equal to COD. Okay, so make sure your spelling is correct. Just copy that, and yeah, it's correct. So if you place order with this, you will get COD in your database, and if you pay with Razorpay, we are sending it from here, that is paid by Razorpay. After the data, next comes the data type. We don't require that, we'll just remove, and in the success we will just alert, we will get this status from the controller. So need to go to the controller, and here you can see we have returned redirect to the home page with the message of order placed successfully. So this thing is for the page reload when you submit the form, that is cash on delivery. So when you give Razorpay, right, we need to return a response from here. So for that we are going to check using this thing, if request of payment mode, say if request of payment mode is double equal to paid by Razorpay, then return response in JSON format. And you can just copy this and change the symbol, paste, and instead of comma we need to give the arrow. Yeah, so save, and in your checkout.js, in the success we are getting this response, right? So let us add B over here, so it should not confuse with this response and response A and response B. So I want to say response B dot status. So let us test it. Refresh the page once and say pay with Razorpay. I'm going to choose the UPI, say Sharma at UPI, pay, and you have got the payment ID. Okay, and order placed successfully. Okay, so now if you refresh, the cart would be empty. Let me just check. I'll just refresh and my cart has been empty, and I'll refresh the orders table and see we got by paid by Razorpay and the payment ID is stored over here. And this thing you can see everything is getting the same thing because we have not changed that. You can see the first name, right? Just quickly change that. Copy that, paste. Yeah, so let us test it once again. There's nothing in my cart. Let me go add something. Add to cart. Pay with Razorpay. I have not passed this amount, that's why I'm getting 1 over here. I have given static in my code. You can see over here we have given 1 into 100. So I'll go with UPI. And yeah, I got the payment ID and order placed successfully. And refresh and check. So the user ID 1 and everything looks perfect. Yeah, so everything is stored properly. The payment ID, payment mode. Let us check with the order items. So it is being stored. Order ID 6. Let me check. This is the order ID 6. Yeah, so this works perfect. So after this thing, right, we need to go to the home page. So what we are going to say, instead of this response, and we had one more response, right, I mean alert, just comment that alert, and here we are going to say sweet alert. Copy that, and then we are going to say window dot location dot href is equal to, send it to the home. So once the order is placed, we will show the sweet alert and we will go to the home page. Or if you require, you can just take it to my orders section also. You will take it there itself. Paste my orders. Yeah. Refresh and your cart is empty. Let us check that if it is redirecting after the order is being placed. Okay, go to your cart and proceed to checkout. Pay with Razorpay, UPI, at UPI. And ordered successfully. You have been taken to your my orders section, and this is the total price just now we added. You can see this is the product. So that's it in this video, guys. We have seen how to integrate the Razorpay payment gateway in our Laravel e-commerce website. So thank you for watching this video, and please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.